Good morning, welcome to worship. It's Wednesday. Today we're talking about one of my favorite stories. I have so many favorite stories in the Bible, but this is one of them. There was a teacher that came up to Jesus one day and he wanted to ask Jesus a question. He'd been thinking of all the things he wanted to ask. And I think of that sometimes too. There's so many things I wish I could ask Jesus or God and he could just answer me, right? Like I'm talking to you. Well, he asked Jesus this question. He said, I was wondering, how can I get to heaven? How do I get eternal life? How do I get to go to heaven? And Jesus said, well, you're a teacher of the scriptures. What do the scriptures say? And the man said, well, it says that you should love God with all your heart and you should love others as much as you love yourself. So if we should love God and love others. And if you do those things, then that kind of covers all the commandments. And it actually covers all the laws we have. If we are just being loving, if we are being loving, kind people, then we are keeping all the laws, right? All the rules, all of those things. And so Jesus said, well, you know what? Let me tell you a story. I love Jesus' stories, don't you? So he said, one day there was a man, a Jewish man, who was walking down this road. And it was not just a regular road. It was this path where it was kind of went through the middle of nowhere. It was kind of through the desert from one town to another town. And there wasn't much but maybe boulders or rocks there and sand or dirt or whatever it was. It wasn't a city he was walking through. He was walking from one town into the middle of nowhere to another town. And on the way there, it was kind of dangerous to do because there would be robbers, thieves, who would hide out behind the rocks. And if they saw someone coming all by themselves, they would jump out and they would rob. They would rob the person. And I've heard this happen here on Kauai a long time ago before we had cars. That I don't know if you know where Knutson Pass is. It's when you're coming here from the south side and you're going towards Lahui. There's kind of these two walls of dirt, like little cliffs on each side when you're driving through on the road. And I heard that they used to that robbers or thieves would jump out from behind there and they would rob people on the way there. Good thing we have cars now, huh? We can just go right through. But this man in particular did not have a donkey or anything. He was just going by foot, and he was just walking on his way to the other town, and these robbers jumped out from behind a big rock and attacked him. And they beat him up and they ripped his clothes off and they stole all he had and just left him there. And he was very badly hurt. In fact, it says he was bleeding and he couldn't get up. He was so badly hurt and he didn't have anything left. He was just there on the side of the road. Well, it says a little while later, a man came, a Pharisee, actually a leader in the church. He was a priest, and he was walking by, and he kind of saw the man out of the corner of his eye laying there, and the man was not moving, and he thought to himself, maybe I should help him. And then he said, no. Maybe he's dead. If he's dead, I can't touch him. Priests aren't allowed to touch dead people, so I'll just leave him. I'll just hurry. Maybe I'll ask someone to come back and help him. And he moved away from him as far as he could, and he walked faster. And a little while longer, a Levite came. A Levite is also a worker in the church, and he was walking past, and he saw this guy laying there all bloody and beat up on the side of the road, and he thought to himself, I wonder if I should help him. And then he thought, oh no. What if the robbers and the thieves or the people who did that to him is still hiding behind the rock? What if they jump out and try to attack me? I better run. And he starts running as fast as he can away from that man, away as fast as he can down the road to get away from that man. The third person who came along was a Samaritan. And Samaritans and the Jewish people were or the Israelites, they were known for not liking each other. They were not friends. They were not they didn't hang out together. They didn't really help each other. They just weren't friends. And so when the Samaritan came walking down the road, and he saw this man on the side of the road, and he could have done the same thing. He could have said, oh, that's gross, I don't want to touch him. Or, I don't know, maybe those robbers are here, maybe I should run. But instead, the Samaritan felt pity on him. He felt sympathy for him, and he went over to the man, and he had some oil or vinegar, something, and he poured it on to the man's wounds, whatever he thought would make the wounds better and stop the bleeding. And he took his own clothes and ripped them and tied them around the man where he was bleeding so the bleeding would stop. And he gave the man something to drink. And the Samaritan had his donkey with him, and so he actually picked up the man who was hurt, the injured man, and he put him onto his donkey, and he carefully led the donkey to the next town where there was an inn, like a hotel or motel, and he took him into the inn, and he paid for the man to stay there. He paid for his bill so he could stay there quite a long time and heal. And he also paid for his food and for his water or whatever he needed, and he paid for someone to come in and help him, maybe a doctor or something. And he told the innkeeper, he said, I can't stay, I have things that I have to do, but if you could take care of him, and if there's anything more it costs, if this money that I'm giving you does not cover his stay here or his food or his doctor bills, then I want you to tell me when I come back through here again, and I will pay the extra amount. And he left, and the man was able to heal. But this is exactly of what it means to love other people, right? To think, when you love someone else, it's an unselfish act, right? When you love someone, you think about what they need, what they want, more even than what you want or need, right? So that man was thinking about, the Samaritan was thinking about the man that was hurt more than he was thinking about his own safety, more than he was caring about if he thought it was gross, more than he thought about the money that he could have spent on himself. He was unselfish. Love is an unselfish act, right? And sometimes that's difficult. We want things for ourselves, right? We want things to go our way. We want to buy the things for ourselves. But when we are loving others, when we are being kind to others, what we've been talking about this whole time, we are doing an unselfish act. So today, when you are thinking about others and you see someone might need help with their schoolwork, they might need help with cleaning the house, they might need help with feeling happy today, whatever it is. And it can be people, it can be animals, it can be, right? It can even be plants. I think you can be kind to all God's creations, right? So today, try a loving, unselfish act of kindness. And have a great day.